Hey, Josh, Fractal Design. So what I have right here is the R4. So many of you have heard of the R3. You love the R3, so welcome to the future. This is the R4, the latest incarnation. So now, one of the things you guys are going to notice right away is it retains a lot of the same look. It's got the overall appeal of the R3. It's minimalistic. It's Swedish, just like us. Now, what you might not be able to tell from the video here is that this thing is wider. This bad boy is about 26 millimeters wider, which is some sort of English conversion I can't do in my head right now. Now, if we open the front door, we got the same sound deadening material behind the door. Keeps everything nice and quiet, gives you the silent case that you want. You'll notice that the fan intake is a little bit different than it was on the R3. All we do, pop that out, boom, it drops. Behind that, we have our front air intake unit, mesh filter all the way across, and wait for it, boom, it just pops out like that. So what we have, single 140 millimeter Silent Series R2 fan is included. It can fit two. You notice there's no screw holes because it can just clip right in, no tools. Same thing with the fan filter. You just pop it out, slide out, you can clean it, that good. And then if you want even more cooling power, this bad boy can fit a 240 millimeter slimline radiator as well. So if you want to liquid cool your silent case, go for it. Goes back in easy like that. Button it up. If I have any skills, close the door. Up top, we got two USB 3.0 ports. They're the standard internal header. We got two USB 2.0 ports, your standard audio, power, and reset. Now coming back across the top, looks like standard fan vents with their standard Moduvent technology, which is correct. However, you can support 140 millimeter fans, 120 millimeter fans, or listen, a dual 120 millimeter radiator, 240 millimeter radiator in the top. So you can have silence and you can have it liquid cooled. So you got the best of both worlds, silence and high performance cooling. So as we move to the back of the case, you notice there's plenty of room for ventilation. We got a large bank right here. Exhaust fan, 140 millimeter is included, although it can also support a 120 millimeter. For those guys out there that want to do an additional single loop liquid cooling action. 7 PCI slots plus an 8th vertical for non-input cards, fan controllers, things of that nature. You got your standard power supply mount, and on the bottom you do have your fan filter. Easily slides out, mesh, you can clean it, slide it right back in, and it filters air coming in for the intake fan as well as the power supply. Now if we spin it around to the side, pop the side panel off, you'll see it's got what the Define series is known for, dense sound deadening material with a nice fabric cover. Feels so awesome. And then we have a Moduvent panel. Again, blocks out the fan vent so no sound gets out. You can leave it there if you want optimum silence, or you can remove it if you want optimum airflow. Now if we check out the inside of the case, you'll notice all the standards. It's finished in black and white, signature Fractal colors. We got our Moduvent panels up here, which as I said earlier, you can remove and install a 240 millimeter radiator. Large CPU cutout, so you can access the retaining mechanism for either your heatsink fan, your liquid cooling block, whatever you want to do without having to rip the motherboard out. We've got some sturdy, thick rubber grommets for cable routing. They go all the way around, including the P4, P8 connectors up here, so you guys can stuff all your cords in there. In the front, we have our standard removable hard drive cage, but you're going to notice this is split different. They used to be split 4 and 4, now it's split 5 and 3. That allows you to accommodate long graphics cards, SLI configurations, different motherboard configurations. They still slide out like they used to. You can still rotate and put them back in. Steel construction, drive trays are steel, rubber vibration dampening grommets for the hard drives, and mounts for 2.5-inch SSDs. Now here's another thing. The bottom cage is not riveted in. It's screwed in. So that means you can just flip this case upside down, unscrew it, and take it out if you want more airflow, more room, more radiators, whatever you guys want to do. Look at the bottom. Air intake, as I talked about before, it's filtered. You can fit a fan here. Power supply rests on vibration dampening pedestals. And you got all the cable management that you could ever need. Okay, so now let's flip it over to the boring side of the case. Most of you guys don't care, but I know there's some guy out there that's going to flame me if I don't show you this. So, on the back side, we pop off the panel, and one of the first things you're going to notice as I slowly slide it off is that there's plenty of anchor points for cable routing, things like that. Check out my finger. We got plenty of depth for cable routing. That's an improvement. And, wait for it, Boom, 2 stealth mounts for SSD drives. That's right, you can mount your SSDs on the back of the motherboard tray and completely stealth them. You don't even have to have any drives over in the drive cages. Okay guys, you saw it here first, the Define R4. So make sure to follow us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and you'll get the most up-to-date information about the R4, where to buy it, where to see it, all the reviews, as well as any of the rest of the products that we kick out this year.